everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I just want to start this video off by saying, look, I know that it's going to be hard if you guys feel the same way that I feel.
You feel like I feel, I got the antidote. Women wave your pantyhose, sing the chorus and it goes.
And you want to do what I'm doing. I know it's going to be hard because it's hard for me. I see a lot of stuff in Legacy coming out that I absolutely want, you know. I do want that needle nose. I did vote for it. I'm not the only one. Trust me. There's a lot of stuff like Tarn. Oh my god, dude, Tarn. I love Tarn. I want the Tarn so bad. But I have to draw the line and say enough is enough. And that's essentially what I'm doing. I mean, look, I even made a list of everything, of each line that I collected on and why I stopped, and why I collected Transformers for a lot longer than I did a lot of the other ones. And the funny thing is the Marvel Legends figures, the Black Series, Star Wars vintage figures, the classified figures, and the Power Ranger figures, they all basically boiled down to the same reasons on why I left the lines for those. And Transformer figures, it's the same thing. There's a lot of stuff across their lines, like QC issues, missing paint, like on purpose missing paint, right, to save money. Yellowing. Transformers wasn't the only figures that were yellowing, like Power Rangers were yellowing as well. But yeah, I made a list of every reason why I stopped for every line. But I figured that this is mostly a Transformers channel. So I figured that I would just do the Transformers. And if you guys really wanted me to do G.I. Joe and Marvel Legends and the rest of those on why I quit, like the individual lines, then I would totally do that. I want to start off this by saying that from Siege to Legacy, Wave 2. Wave 3 isn't out yet, but Legacy Wave 2. 28% of Hasbro's Transformers line have had known QC issues. Whether it's breakage, yellowing, missing something, a foot, I don't know, a gun, an accessory, whatever. 28% of every figure from Siege to Legacy Wave 2. That's about 192 figures. And 28%, over a quarter, let's just say 30%, have QC issues. And that's the main reason why that I'm doing this with Transformers and leaving Transformers, is that, or at least Hasbro's Transformers, is that I shouldn't have to worry about, in the case of Motormaster, figures coming in yellowed, figures coming in warped or broken or anything like that. But in the case of Motormaster, I shouldn't have to go onto a website, TFW 2005, and check batch numbers on a box while I'm in the store to see if I'm getting a good one that's not yellowed, just to find out that it has bad plastic on the wheels that, you know, that bend and it's warped, or this part doesn't pin together properly, whatever. I shouldn't have to jump through hoops to buy a toy. That's really about it. So, I mean, I've got an entire list, and I was going to sit here, I mean, look, from Siege, right? I was going to sit here and name these all off of known QC, of figures with known QCs. But I figured I would put them, you know, scrolling along like right here so you guys can really see everything. It took me a while to write out this list and cross-reference QC problems and do all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why the video's taken so long to come out. I've done a lot of homework on this, a lot more than I think anybody else would have. And the other thing is, too, a lot of the stuff that's come out about Hasbro as of recently is really bad business tactics, right? Like they're predatory business tactics, and I can't co-sign on that stuff. So the fact that they are cutting package, I wrote this down, cuts plastic from packaging while using more cardboard. That's hypocritical because now, okay, they're saving the planet, but they're not, because how do you get cardboard? You need paper. We got to cut down more trees to get more paper. And this has been a long time coming, right? Like, I bought the buzzsaw, the Walmart buzzsaw, and I felt ripped off, man. The bad plastic, the lazy engineering on these transformers, the fact that they're copying engineering from everywhere, man. From G1 figures to Armada to from Thrilling 30 to this to that, from third party. These things are puzzles, man. I enjoy the puzzle aspect to these figures, and when the puzzle isn't there, and I've already solved the puzzle a decade ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever, the puzzle isn't there, I don't find the enjoyment in it. And Buzzsaw, I felt really ripped off on, because not only was the puzzle from Thrilling 30, the Waspinator mold, but the other thing was, too, it didn't clip in together. It didn't hold together well. The waist just kind of spun around. It was really loose and really messed up. And then they got the gall to charge more while giving you so much less. You got to think, right? Like, they own these properties. So why is Black Series and Marvel Legends something that they don't own, $25 a deluxe, when something they do own, G.I. Joe, Transformers, why are they $25? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, it's just, I'm not done with Transformers. Everything that's coming out in Legacy will be, I will admire from afar. It's just that I don't want to sit here for the next year and worry about an all-white figure yellowing. I don't want to worry about Cybertron Metroplex yellowing, the new one, 3 months from now. Just like Starscream, Shatterglass Starscream did, right? Like, I don't want to have to worry about all that stuff. I'm not going to continue to give my money to a company that, when I buy their product, I feel like I've gotten ripped off. I'm not going to continue to buy a product from a company that is 28% QC issue. I mean, when you buy a figure, like, look at it this way. When you buy a figure, it's 1 in 4 chance of that figure having a QC issue. That is insane. The company, because of that, Hasbro has not earned the right to earn my money anymore. And as a consumer, a lot of people might look at that and say, wow, dude, that sounds like you're full of yourself. But as a consumer, I'm not. I feel like the company is full of themselves to even think about releasing a product like that, that has that kind of breakage or QC problem, right? That's on them. That's not on me. I'm the consumer. I have the power in this situation. So I choose to exercise that power and not give them money. The other thing, too, is if there's a QC problem with a figure, Hasbro says, to call Hasbro. And when you call them, you end up getting something of equal value. They don't send you the same figure. That's pretty stupid. Like, I want Twin Twist, not Springer. I want Wolverine, not Jean Grey. Like, you know what I mean? That's just is what it is. Send me the figure that I purchased. Don't send me the same value, right? I don't want that. I want what I bought, So I was talking to Oracle about, am I overreacting? And am I doing this? Is this all overblown, right? And it's like, this is the list, man, of figures that I made, cross-referenced with their known QC issues. from Siege all the way up to Legacy Wave 2. And each line, each toy line, has roughly known QC issues of average of 27% QC issues, which, after everything is added up, from Siege to Legacy Wave 2, is 28% of those figures. And the thing is, too, I want to put this in perspective. I put the little mini-con figures and stuff on the list when I added up how many figures came in the line, because that was fair to do, because those figures did come out in that line. So, like the mini-con 2-packs, the Battle Masters, and stuff like that. If you take those out of the equation, it gets so much worse. The Deluxes and the Voyagers, the stuff that people really wanted and looked forward to buy, each line goes, it gets obscene, man. It goes from roughly like 31% in the case of Earthrise to something like 78% of their line has QC issues for Earthrise. It's just one of those things, man. This is the list, and when I wrote it down, I wrote it all out, I realized I wasn't overreacting. I realized that it is as bad as it seems, all the QC issues, and for that reason, I'm out. Future input here. Hey, no, on a serious note, guys, here's the thing, just kind of, I wanted to add to the video. This is the next day. I kind of feel like I didn't go over some things that I wanted to talk about in what I was saying earlier. So I just kind of got lost in my thoughts or in my words and whatever, right? So I'm kind of adding this in next day. But they're taking things away from the figures, and they're selling them to us at a higher price. So we are paying more and getting less. They're taking away, articulation, like in the hands of the case of like Optimus Prime, or we see they added it back in with Tarn and G-Axis, but they took it away from Optimus Prime. They've taken away accessories, and they've sold the same figure, and for more money, right? Like that's the frustrating part, is they're saying one thing, oh, it's COVID, it's shipping delays, it's Russia, it's oil, it's always something, right? The other thing is, too, with all the QC issues, Hasbro has shown no goodwill towards its consumers, to its fan base at all when it comes to any of their products. What they really should have done here is just said, hey, prices are going to have to go up. And then, give the examples or whatever. Okay, fine. But we're not going to raise our prices because of all the QC issues. We're sorry for the QC problems and letting them happen. And this is our, our answer to it. So while prices are going up all over the world and all over everywhere else, we're not going to raise our prices because of our QC problems and everything else. That would have been the right thing to do. But they didn't do that. And they showed no goodwill towards the fans, to the consumers. And it's not just Transformers, it's all of it. It's Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe and all that stuff. While they're making all these record-breaking profits, they could have eaten the costs on some of these figures in order to keep the prices low. They didn't have to do 3 price hikes in a year, They could have just eaten the costs on some of these just to show some goodwill towards the fan base and to the collectors and to the people buying their products, whether they're kids or collectors or whatever the case may be. They could have done something like that, and they chose not to. That's the biggest issue. That's one of the bigger issues that I have here. This whole situation has shown that Hasbro of the past, the Universe 2.0 Hasbro, is dead, long and gone. It's long buried, and anybody there that was once there that would fight for the consumer is no longer there. Everybody there is very much it feels like everyone there is very much a Hasbro apologist who works there. If you guys are coming with that, don't like it, don't buy it mentality, like I said, I don't plan on buying it, and I won't buy it. But I am going to voice my opinion, and if my voice helps other people find theirs, or if they decide to use my voice as their own, a voice for the voiceless type of situation, that's fine too. That's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to make this intercut in. So, back to your regularly scheduled input. Oh, that sounds bad. Back to your regularly scheduled program. For all the stress and all the issues and everything, from me to Hasbro, to steal a phrase from the legendary Jim Cornette, thank you, fuck you, bye.